Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to today's video. It's been a while since I've uploaded. Why? Well, I've had it up to here with you guys, okay? Had it up to here. Just kidding. Had to have some surgery done for my thyroid. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. Had to have a lobectomy where they removed one lobe of my thyroid. Turns out that wasn't enough because there were traces, small traces of cancer that were remaining left over. So they have to go back in and take out the rest next month and then should be done, which is good news. But that's not why we're here today. Why we're here today, guys, is quite simple. It's time to talk about something called Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, CTAF. What's CTAF? It's how pilots talk to each other. On VATSIM, you are used to using 122.8 as a common traffic advisory frequency, otherwise referred to as Unicom. First thing we're going to cover here, Unicom versus CTAF. Unicom is for coordination for services. We're talking rampers, we're talking fuel, we're talking catering, we're talking de-ice. Not always catering, but you get the idea. Stuff like that when you're trying to talk to an FBO primarily. That's when you would use Unicom. Non-traffic sensitive, ATC sensitive information. CTAF, Common Traffic Advisory Frequency, is used for talking to other pilots. So this video, we're going to tell you how to find the CTAF frequency, how to read it, how to use it, because in VATUSA, the United States division, aka the FAA areas on VATSIM, you, my friends, are going to have to use CTAF. So let's get started. All right, so here we are. CTAF trial starting from March 1st. That's yesterday. So this tells you everything. I'm not going to teach you guys how to read. If you don't know how to read, I would suggest going back to pre-K and kindergarten and starting with the colors. What is CTAF? Tells you what it is, how to use it, and the purpose of it. How is CTAF different than Unicom? We just went over this. Unicom, VATSIM's used Unicom to indicate a common frequency, 22.8. Pilots coordinate intentions in the real world. Unicom is used to communicate with a non-ATC ground station, such as an FBO at an airport. Correct terminology for frequencies is CTAF. Very glad that VATSIM decided to publish that because that's always been annoying to me. So this is essentially the post. Let's get straight into how to figure out what frequency to use for CTAF and when to use it. All right, so here we are on Navigraph charts. Now, immediately before you start freaking out, I don't have Navigraph charts. I don't have the money. I work a part-time job, and because the United States financial system is in crisis, I'm not getting enough raise to offset my flight sim addiction. I understand. You and everyone else is in that boat. But for those of you in Europe, you're fine. That's probably not true. I don't know global affairs. I'm trying to make a joke and it's just not hitting right. So we're gonna keep going here. If you don't have Navigraph charts, that's perfectly okay. You can open up SkyVector right here. And if I did, where's VFR? World VFR, you get the exact same thing. So again, doesn't matter which product you use. I think ChartFox is another solution you can use as well. That I know of. So let's get straight into it. Starting with the VFR sectional chart, how to find a CTAF frequency. Well, say you're flying in the New York area with me. You're going to be heading on down to Ocean County, and you're coming in VFR, visual flight rules, and you're coming in and you're ready to go over the traffic advisory frequency, whether it's of your own intent or the controller's intent. You make the request or the controller tells you to change to advisory frequency. What is the advisory frequency? Great question. So every airport will have a data block of this, airport information block here. And what you're going to look for is the C. The C indicates CTAF. And then the 122.7 indicates the frequency. Now, do not be confused with this frequency right here that I'm crossing out. This is an AWOS, Automated Weather Observation System, 119875. Cross that out, you don't care about it. When it comes to advising your intentions on 122.7, that's the frequency you use. No more of this global 122.8 crap, all right? We go over to Lakewood. But Joe, 122.8 is for Lakewood. That's right. Lakewood has 122.8, so I'd expect you to be on 122.8. Let's look at Monmouth Executive, BLM, 123.0. If we go over to, let's go over to the Allentown area. We'll go over to the Braden Air Park, 123.0. Sky Manor. Ooh, this one's a little bit tougher, Joe. I don't see a little C. Well, keep in mind, see this this white line? This indicates TAC. It's a TAC chart. So the TAC chart's actually getting in the way if you zoom in too far. And you can see because the C is here, and then it's gone. It's there, and it's gone. There, and it's gone. So always make sure you're at the right zoom level. Old Bridge. Fun story. When I was a student pilot with my instructor, the first time we went to 3 November 6 Old Bridge Airport, on CTAF on 123.075, I said old bitch traffic. True story. Not making that up. My instructor was in stitches. Now let's get into something like a controlled airport, right? With a part-time tower. First off, how do you know it's part-time tower? What we're going to do is we're going to zoom into the airport. We see this blue segregated line around our Republic indicating a Class Delta airport. And here's the airport information block. We see CT. CT stands for Control Tower, not CT scan. This is not a medical term, guys. It's an aviation term. Control Tower, 118.8. And then there's a star and a C. We know C means CTAF, but it has a control tower. I'm so confused. What is the star indicating? Does it mean that it's the FAA's favorite airport and they put a little favorite button on it? Or perhaps that the Republic controllers in New York deserve a gold star for their hard work and dealing with 55 million flight schools and 150 airplanes in the pattern? If you know, you know. No, that's not what it means. It actually indicates part-time tower. Part-time tower. Now, you're like, oh, okay, so it's a part-time tower. What the heck does that mean? Well, we'll get into that, okay? Part-time tower indicates that the tower is part-time. So how do we find this stuff? We're going to reference what's called the chart supplement. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up the chart supplement here on Navigraph because the FAA publication's here. And I'm just going to right-click and click Republic. And then right up here in the corner, you'll see chart supplement. And then you have this document right here. It tells you everything about the airport. It shows you a diagram of the airport with distances, widths, where there are a couple of trees, lighting systems, all that fun stuff, taxiways, PAPI lights, helipads, bunch of fun stuff in there. But what we care about is going down to the communications section. And we can see CTAF, 118.8. So we know our CTAF frequency. But then if we look at tower, we see this, 1200 to 0400Z. What does that mean? Well, that's the operating hours of the tower in Zulu time, UTC, Universal Coordinated Time. And then there's a double cross. What does this double cross mean? Does it mean that one of your enemies has double-crossed you and you should never go to Republic Airport? No, that's not what it means. What it actually means is that they observe daylight savings time, all right? So what that means is you're going to have to do a little bit of work because this is going to be a little bit tougher for you, okay? So if I quickly type this in, right now, Eastern Standard Time is UTC -5. Which means that 1200 would be 0700, 2 -5 would be 11 or 2300 L, local. So from 7 a.m. to 2300 local time, that is when the tower is in operation during Eastern Standard Time. It means the winter time. Fall and winter, guys. Now, when we get to Eastern Daylight Time, which we're coming up on, I think it's actually next weekend or something like that. Yeah, it's next weekend, actually. Eastern Daylight Time, we go to UTC -4. And what does that mean? Well, now it's -4 off of that time. So it's now 0800 local to 2400 local or 0000. depending upon the way that you want it. Just for clearance, just going to do that. So from 8 a.m. to midnight, you are going to have the tower in operation. On VATSIM, if there's a controller online controlling Republic Airport, they know the hours of operation of this airport. So if they're controlling early morning or late night, they're going to tell you, switch to CTAF frequency. You're still going to have to pick up an uncontrolled field IFR clearance, which is a whole different procedure. Maybe I'll make a video on that in another video. If you guys do want that, tell me below in the comments. So that's essentially how you quickly convert that. You just need to know what the conversion is from the local time zone to the UTC, and that changes everywhere. Right now I'm doing New York, so it's Eastern. And, as I said, airspace, Class D, service, 1200, 0400 Zulu, observing daylight saving time. Other times, Class G. Class G, uncontrolled, which means that you would have to call clearance delivery on 128.25 when Republic Tower is closed for clearance delivery. If they don't pick up on 2825, call 516-683-2962. And that is simply how to figure out the active hours of the airport. Now, we've gone over part-time towers, which we know is the star. We've gone over uncontrolled airports, which we know are your Monmouth, your Lakewoods. You can all see them here. You can also see that, depending upon the airspace delegation, you'll know what clearances you need to get into the airspace typically. But in the case of, let's say, let's just use a bigger airport like Kennedy, because that's an easy one. Kennedy, there is no CTAF, as you can see here. So what do you do? Well, this is where VATSIMism comes in, guys. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the VATSIM AIP page, okay? And that is located here. I'm just opening up the site here. So the URL is my.vatsim.net/pilot/AIP airport information page, also known as chart supplement in some cases. But VATSIM's calling it the AIP, so call it the AIP. You type in the airport and you search it, and it's going to do its little round and round and round we go, where we stop, hopefully eventually at the end. Kennedy Tower CTAF 119.1. Boom. So okay, I'm going to use Kennedy Tower 19.1 as the frequency. That is the frequency I need to use. It's that simple. Use the VATSIM AIP for larger airports because that'll delegate what you want. So that's how to find the main frequencies when flying VFR using a VFR sectional. We'll go into instrument now. Going into the instrument world, we will use my favorite, MJX, because I fly there. You're going to right-click the airport, okay? And this is in NavGraph charts, guys. If you're using SkyVector, you can do the same thing, open it up, and it'll give you the approach charts, which you can find. But for this, we're going to open charts, approach, ILS, runway 6. Here's the JEP chart on the ILS 6. All we care about, guys, is this right here. Ocean County Unicom and CTAF 122.7. Their shared frequency, Unicom for Ocean Air, Real World, is on 122.7, and the Common Traffic Advisory is also 122.7. That's it. So it tells you right there, bada bing. Let's do another one, all right? Let's search Republic, like we were before. I'll open up the ILS runway 14 approach, okay? Go up here, Republic Tower with the star indicating part-time tower, CTAF 118.8, right there. Now, if you don't have that open, let's say you were briefing the taxi diagram, we can do that too. Tower, CTAF 118.8, right there as well. So the information is there, guys. You just have to look for it because it is published. So for the instrument pilots, that's your CTAF frequency when Republic Tower's closed during those hours we just discussed. Again, you're going to have to reference information to find that out. Okay, so let's talk about making a traffic call here, guys. It's pretty simple, and I'm going to teach you how to make one. If I can get my mouse over here. Here we go. Okay. So to make a traffic call, it's pretty simple. One, this traffic. So airport or CIFRA you're addressing. Who are you talking to? Hudson River traffic, Ocean County traffic, Cape May traffic, Republic traffic, Kennedy traffic. Insert airport here of your choice. Denver, Orlando, Key West, all different airports, all right? That's the first step. 2 is who are you, okay? I'm going to say Skyhawk, which is anyone who knows what a Skyhawk is. It's a Cessna 172. 292 SP or 123 SP. Skyhawk 123 Sierra Papa. Who are you? And now a lot of people are going to be like, well, can I say the color? There's an advisory circular out that actually recommends you do not say the color of your aircraft and it should not be used. I can link that down below for those of you who want to read it. So typically what they want to see is the make and model of your aircraft. So a Cessna Skyhawk 123 Sierra Papa. So you could put Cessna if you wanted to put the manufacturer, Cessna Skyhawk, or just Skyhawk, either way. Could be a Cessna Citation, Piper Archer, whatever you want to use. Could be a Cub, just the type of aircraft they're looking for and the call sign. So, Ocean County traffic, Cessna Skyhawk 123 Sierra Papa 3. Where are you? So, where are you? 10 miles northeast of the field. 4. What do you plan on doing? Straight in, runway 24. Traffic. Okay. This is your template. Ocean County traffic, Cessna Skyhawk 123 Sierra Papa, 10 miles northeast of the field, straight in, runway 24, Ocean County traffic. That's simple. Now, this is just an example, guys, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's not correct. You can't just make a straight in, blah, blah, blah. You have to enter the midfield left downwind or midfield right down. I know. Relax. It's just an example for you guys, all right? Just phraseology. 10 miles northeast of the field, setting up for the midfield, left downwind, runway 24. Ocean County. Just tell them what you're doing. That's it. Now, do not say ever. I mean ever. The below. Any traffic in the area, please advise. I never, ever, 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 ever want to hear this. Any traffic in the area, please advise. This is a no-no. Do not say this. Now, what backing do I have for telling you not to say this? Never say this. First off, any traffic in the area, please advise. If you've been listening to the frequency and you have the patience for a minute or two, you'll hear if there's any traffic in the area. You're talking to hear yourself talk. Also, the AIM tells you to never use this. And just because I know how you guys are, we're going to open up the exact reference right now. Okay, so those of you who want to know how to properly communicate, I would suggest you open up the AIM. So just search FAA.gov AIM, AIM, and it has a whole searchable thing. You need to go to section 4 under air traffic control. And you're going to go to section 1, services available to pilots. And then you're going to scroll and you're going to see it talks about communicating on a traffic advisory frequency, when you should do it, typically 10 miles out. Pilots of inbound traffic should monitor and communicate on an appropriate 10 miles out to landing. So the distance and where you are, it's important. But what we're talking about here, guys, is section G1. Self-announces a procedure where pilots broadcast their position or intended flight activity on the or ground operation on the designated CTAF. The procedure is primarily used at airports that do not have a flight service station on the airport. Self-announced procedure should also be used if a pilot is unable to communicate with the FSS on the designated CTAF. Here we go, guys. Right here, I want you to read it. Pilot stating traffic in the area, please advise, is not a recognized self-announced position and or intention phrase and should not be used under any condition. I hear all the time, real world. It is right there, black and white, clear as crystal. Okay? It is not recognized, should not be used. Please don't use it. Hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please write it in the comments below. I'll be taking a look at those. And I hope this video was helpful. If you did like it, be sure to press the like button, subscribe, and share it to your friends who are starting to get used to this CTAF stuff. So I will see you guys all on the next one.